Hi, this is Dina with Pretty Productive. Welcome back to my channel. Today what I'm going to be doing is a 2022 budget setup. So in the past, what I have done is gone through all of my transactions, both in my checking account, my one credit card that I use, which is a Capital One card, and just really took a deep dive into all of my transactions. So it's really always very eye-opening on how much money I spend in certain categories, and also what months tend to be higher, so much higher than other months. And for example, in my sticker craft budget, which should just be called sticker budget, really not crafts, there is certain months that I go way over, and they're months that are either sales, like the pink planner sale or the ultimate planner sale, made in Canada sale, or it's the Coffee Monster Co. or anniversary sale or her birthday sale. So I just went through all of my transactions and I decided that it would be smarter for me to budget for those months versus just go way over and then figure out where the money's going to come from. So this is what I'm going to be using today to set up my budget. Of course, a calculator and my erasable pen that I don't do anything without. This is the Erin Condren 2022 7x9 monthly deluxe. This is the planner that I have done my budget in for the last 4 years, and I really love this system. The one thing that was very different this year is in the back, where I normally set up my yearly budget and my Christmas budget, there wasn't a note section or extra pages. So when you look at, let's see, this is the month of December, and then you have the dashboard page, and then I think there's 5 or 6, 2, 3, there's only actually like 5 pages where you can set up your budget. Then there was a calendar, and then this. And so what I did was I went into a notebook that looks like this. This is the Flora, and I just went like this, and I just cut between the coils, and then I'm going to set up my budget on those, and then you just kind of lay it in here and put the paper back, and they actually do stay in pretty well. Like this one is one that I cut and put in here, so it fixed the problem. My understanding is that if I had asked for additional pages, which I normally do, they would be between the months and not in the back. They completely took away the notes section at the back of the planner. So still love this planner, just had to do a workaround. I have recoiled these before. It never turns out well for me, so I just decided to go ahead and try this way. I did see Jen Dupree from Jen Plans do this in her budget, and I was like, well, that's pretty smart, just stick in some extra pages. So that is how I have pages in the back. And then what I'm going to be using is some monthly stickers from my shop. These are the hand-drawn months, and this is the page where they all come together, or you can get bigger ones and do 6 months at a time. I'm using my 2022 yearly kit, so it comes with 2 pages of the thick washi, an extra page. It comes with the budget categories. These can all be customized. This is one that's in my shop, is paycheck 1 through 5. And then it comes with thin washi. I just kind of pulled some extras, like way too much there. And then it comes with the budget strip, so January through June, and then the next one's July through December. There's total ones as well, debt snowball, sinking fund, and so you can do a 2-page spread and cover the full year. So I'll show you how I use those. There's also a kit for just sinking funds, and I started to do these last night just to see how I wanted to lay them out. So I'll show you how I did that. And they come with, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months on each page. So you could do 2 pages, so really you could do, if you just did 1 strip on each page, you could do a whole year this way. And then it comes with the header that says sinking funds. And then you also have a customized page, and this is probably something I need to fix in the listing, because some people that have bought my kits in the past or know that it's customizable will just either put in the notes to seller or write them all down and then take a picture and send me that on a message so I know which categories they would like me to customize for them. If somebody orders it that's not familiar with it and they miss the fact that it's customizable, I cannot say that word today, then I kind of reach out to them multiple times to see what they want to customize and what their words are so that I can create those, and so their budget can be truly personalized to them. And I do, this is the Poppins font. There's two fonts that I make this in. One is Poppins, which is more of a print, and the other one is Apricots, which is more cursive. And I size them so they fit between the lines of the planners. So I did one for, these are my categories, and then this one was also some of my sinking funds. So what I have set up so far, like to hook onto each other. So this is the sinking fund page that I did for January. So I won't know my starting balance until the end of December. And so I have way too many sinking funds that I couldn't put them all on one page. So I went to the back page. So this would all be January, for example. And so you'll have your starting balance, your added, what you added that month, what you used, and then what your ending balance is. Now, on my Christmas, I didn't want to add Christmas on here because I always handle Christmas separately. I did just a page for Christmas. So I can do 3 months on this page, 3 months here. So I'll have 2 pages for 12 months for Christmas. So my goal is always to have Christmas completely funded by October so that I can comfortably go into November and December and start shopping and not waiting to continue to fund that. So that is always my plan. So what I do is I add up everything that I know I'm going to spend for Christmas. Now this year, I will be honest, I don't know what I was thinking. I put too little in, and even though I had a little bit of a slush, it's not going to counteract the miscalculation. So next year, when I set up for 2022, I'm going to pretty much take the 2021 actuals, and that is going to be my budget. I'll divide that by 10 months so I can have it funded in October, and then I will decide how much per month I need to put away for Christmas. So that's how I handle my biggest sinking fund, which is Christmas. And then I have some extra pages to work with. And then how I kind of start the whole process. This is a pad of paper that I got, well, before it was Staples. I think it was called Bismarck Mart, and I think I'm really totally dating myself. But it just says January through December, a total column, and then you list it here, and that's it. So I've used this kind of a budgeting system for years. So what I do is I go through, and I'll bring you in a little bit on this. I just want to preface this by saying I love budgeting. So this is not a chore to me. It's actually something I look forward to. If you're not a numbers person, or you just thought of having to write this all down, I also can do this in Excel, and I do handle my sinking funds in Excel. This is one of the Excel spreadsheets that I use for sinking funds. This is my December one. This is how I break out the cash. These are my cash envelopes. So I absolutely could do this in Excel. I personally love paper and pencil. To me, to figure it out on paper and pencil, to take my time and have it out here like this, that is easier for me, and I enjoy it much more. So I'll preface that because I will always get a comment that says, can you do that in Excel? And yes, I could. But I just like to do it this way too. So for example, the first thing on the list is my mortgage. I pay $3,100 a month. I just got my year-end statement for December. We were a little short in our escrow, but I already pay a little bit over, so it's not going to make my payment change for this year, because sometimes that's a deciding factor if your payment is going to go up or not. So $3,100 a month for 12 months is $37,200 is what we'll pay just on our mortgage for this year. My HOA did go up, so I had to correct that on my budget. It's now $225 each quarter, so it's a total of $900 for the year. I divide that by how many months, and that's $75 a month that I put towards the HOA, so that I'm not taking $225 out of my January budget. I've already put away $75 a month towards that. So it's just the same amount every month, so that I know I'm not going to have these fluctuations in my budget. AT&T is pretty much the same. My electric bill is one of my variable expenses. So what I did is I just went through and I put every single bill that I had for this year. Now, I will tell you that 2021 was much lower than my 2020. We had a incredibly mild summer this year. So I'm sure we're gonna have a horrendous summer next year. So totally for the year for electricity, and I live in Arizona, is $2,718. So I divide that by 12 months and it comes out to $227 a month. So I normally budget $250 a month in the non-peak times, and whatever is excess to that $250. So for an example, in the month of December, I budgeted $250. My bill was $130. So $120 went into my sinking fund for electricity, and that helps to offset those summer months, which are so much higher here. City of Phoenix is my water bill. And when I'm looking at this, I'm like, it's usually around $100, $90. And then all of a sudden in May, it went up to $196. Well, May is when we're preparing the pool kind of for summer. We usually drain the pool, acid wash the pool, and refill the pool. So that bill goes a lot higher because we're using a lot more water that month. So that's where I kind of just need to know. Now, when I sit down to do my May bill, my May budget, I'm going to look at that and think, well, historically, that's when we do it. We probably will do it again this year. Southwest Gas is my natural gas. We have a lot of gas utilities. It does go up in the winter because we have gas heat. And then during the summer, it's super low. It's just like washer, dryer, stove, things like that. And then all of my subscriptions are here, like Netflix, HBO Plus, anything like that, Audible, Apple Storage, Superstar Car Wash, Elements, Massage, so I list them all. And then I have notes here. So for an example, HBO Plus. Currently I'm on a promotion. It's $6 a month until March. And then in March it goes to $11. Well, really my April bill will go to $11. So at that point, I can either decide to cancel it. Do I call them and see if there's another promotion? Or do I just add $5 into my budget to cover that? For the Superstar Car Wash, I'm on a promotion until April. And it's $15 a month now. And it will go to $27 a month. So when I was first like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do a membership. I do like to wash my car weekly. So that is much cheaper than paying that every time I wash my car. But I also know if I call them or go online, they'll have another special, or if I tell them I'm going to cancel, then they'll give me another promotional period. So I do write a note to myself to do that the month before, because sometimes you've got a 30-day window to make those changes. So I have a note in April to cancel or change. Elements Massage is $80. And then my life insurance and my husband's life insurance, that's not going to change. Car insurance was really interesting to me because I pay out of my household budget $303 every month, and that's my 2 daughters' cars and a truck that we have. But we also we bought a car in September, plus my husband's car. That part is $335, and that is not coming out of my household budget. My husband is paying that out of his paycheck. So I went on the app last night and just started looking and thinking, okay, I know I'm not paying any additional since we added another car. And so kind of to explain really quickly, my husband retired from law enforcement. His pension check comes in every month, and then my check comes in every month. So in 2022, I am pulling out of my retirement and my pension. So I just kind of estimated where I thought I wanted to be, have them go ahead and take taxes out so that I know what I'm going to be bringing in every month until I decide to go back to work. So I knew I wasn't paying for that, but he is back at work full time. And so there's certain bills that he pays out of his paycheck, and he saves the rest. I don't budget any of that because that is money he's saving towards being able to retire again. So that $335 he's actually paying out of his paycheck, which love that for him. Love that for me, actually. But I also want to be aware, because if, say for example, the company closes, or he is, you know, he decides he can't take it anymore and he quits, I want to know everything that I would need to figure out how to budget for. And so that's why I did a line item for that particular amount. Our gym is $52, except for the month of December, it goes to $87 because they put in a tip for everyone that works there. And so I went ahead and changed the December bill to $87. And then LegalZoom, we did our wills and trusts and everything this year. The fee that we paid for this year in June, it goes to an annual fee of $116, and that just continues to give you the ability to update it and to have legal advice, things like that. I don't know for sure if I'm gonna need it. It's pretty set right now, but who knows. So I did go ahead and write that down in the month of June. Skillshare is an app I have. It's due in May. It's $99. So I went through every single app that I have to find out what, you know, when does it renew? What is it a year? You know, when do I need to add that to my budget? I did this last year and I realized that 2 apps that I never used renewed before I had a chance to cancel them. So I've had them for a whole nother year, still not using them, and I paid for them last year. So normally you have to you know, opt out or cancel before the 30 days before your payment is due, or you pay the whole year. So just, it's always good to mark them on your calendar. If you know you want to cancel them, write it down. Or like for the one that I forgot to cancel, I just canceled it last year. I did have to pay that year, but I don't have to go back in this year to cancel it. So those are all my fixed and variable expense. These are my cash envelopes. And so what I did was I went through on my planner and I looked, okay, January is a 4-week month, February is a 4-week month, March is a 5-week month. So where that adjusts is in my envelope. So you can see that on a normal month for all of my envelopes, it's $2,100. When it's a 5-week month, it goes to $2,500. And then I also looked at certain things like recreation. So there's certain months of the year I know we spend more on doing things. February for our anniversary, March, my sister's coming into town and I always spend more money when she's here. July, we have a lot of birthdays. So the months that I know that we tended to go over or I had to put more money in, I went ahead and wrote it down. The beauty of having a budget from 2021 and 2020 is I can see patterns in my budget. So it just takes some time to kind of go through each page and say, okay, I went way over this month in what category. I'll just go ahead and plan for that. Or maybe that was a one-off situation and I don't need to worry about it again. And then on the second page is just a few other things that medicine didn't fit on there. That's an envelope. But car registration, we have 3 cars. My car is a new car, so my registration will be due in September. I'm guesstimating about $1,600 because that's what it was new. My husband's car is about $1,000. It's due in June. We have a truck that we just renewed for 2 years for $100. Love that one. And then a miscellaneous, it's just, I really kind of have not budgeted for it. It's usually about $100 a month. I'm kind of deciding maybe I'll cut that one out. And then craft supplies, I went ahead and wrote down the big months for me, and that's really should be stickers. So $200 in June, $200 in August, $300 in November, and that's for Black Friday, and then another $100 in December. And then in my sinking funds, I kind of plotted out, like for an example, for my birthday, I put $50 a month away, and my birthday is in July, so I want to have 500 by then, 500 for my daughter's birthday. So kind of most of these are, you know, pretty much I know the date that they're due. Christmas I had here, but I'm going to take that off. I put it separately. You already saw that. For Liam and Milo, these are my daughter's dogs. And so Liam has a birthday in July and Milo's birthday is in December. I already know that my daughters will send me a birthday wish list for them. It's amazing what how these dogs communicate. So I already know I'm going to be putting money towards their birthdays. So there you go. And then this is the balance of my sinking funds. So for an example on Planner, if I do Hobonichi again, you order those in September or you don't get them for the new year, I put $300 in. So I want to make sure in my Planner folder, my Planner envelope, I have $300 in there by September so that I can order the planners that I want. So that's kind of how I figured out, like, when I decided, like, when do I need to have this envelope funded? How much do I need to have funded? That's where I kind of plug them in by month. So those are sinking funds, and this is fixed and envelopes and variable. Okay, so once I figure out all that, I do add it up and then divide it by 12 months and give myself an average for the things that are variable, like electricity, water bill, gas bill, things like that. So once I know that, then I can fill out this one. And I have loved having this in my planner. It's just a quick reference when I'm working on a budget to not have to go to the app and figure out what I paid in electricity or what I paid in water or things like that. So the first page of this budget is my overview page. Let me pull this out. Excuse me. So this is set up just like my planner. The lines are the same in the notebook. Okay. And then I need this one, this one, this one. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna grab a drink, or you're gonna hear me cough for the next 20 minutes. Okay, so I labeled this yearly budget setup. And then the header, then I'm going to go ahead and draw my lines by my ruler. I think this is probably the prettiest of the planners that I've seen them do in a long time. I really like the flora. They're super neutral colors and just really pretty. I was working on this last night. My husband came in my office and turned around and walked away. Because every time I'm doing this, he's like, oh no. Because I'm like, why do we need to have this? Why do we need to have that? So yeah, it's fun. And then on, let's see here. Now you can absolutely write these yourself. I just really don't like how messy it gets, and since it's something that's going to hang around for a year, I like to go ahead and just use stickers for it. There we go. Thought for a minute I didn't do mobile phone. Internet. There are also removable sticker paper, so you can reposition them since I can't really do them straight. So water is our water bill, electricity, pest control, and then I do my ones that are subscriptions also as a fixed expense because they're going to be the same unless I cancel them. Life insurance, car insurance, Southwest gas, okay, that's it. And I've got duplicates on here because I'm definitely going to be, we'll do gas. For our cars, I estimated $250. I'm hoping gas goes down between now and mid-year, but you never know. Okay, so these are the ones that are kind of my fixed expense, and so I just go back to this. So my estimate for my mortgage was $37,200. I don't put in like a, a dash per month because it's the same as $3,100. My HOA will be $900 for the year, $75 a month. My mobile phone, if nothing changes, is $3,624. My gym is $659. So $52 a month, and then December is higher because of the tip. And then internet is $120 a month, so it's $1,440. Sorry, no, it's $120 a month. Netflix. Now these all may go up between now and before the year is done. This is a erasable pen. I can go through and correct it. Water bill is $1,302. It averages $109 a month. Electric bill was $2,018, and it averages $227 a month. Pest control is $90 a quarter. So for the year it's $360. That's $30 a month. Car wash, I didn't total because I don't know what it's going to be once I change my plans. I'm going to leave that. Elements is $80 a month. So it's $960. It's $80. HBO is another one. I don't know what it's going to be once it changes, so I'm going to leave that one. Life insurance is $106 a month. So it's $1,272. $106 a month. Car insurance, I'm going with what I know I'm paying right now, which is $4,020, and that's $303 a month. Southwest gas is $410, and it averages $34 a month. And then for gas for our cars, I've averaged $250 times 12, $3,000. So I'm averaging $250. So once I have these all down, then that gives me just a big picture of what I need to have coming in every month. So for an example, if my husband decides, hey, I'm done, I'm going to retire again, you know, we'll have his pension check, we can start pulling from his retirement, but it's not money that the bills that he pays, I'm not paying right now out of our household budget. So I would need to know that I would either need to take more out of my retirement account, or we would need to start pulling from his. So his retirement from law enforcement comes in every month, but we haven't touched all the other money from his retirement. So we just leave it alone. And then, so I'm going to leave that there, and then my actual will be at the year end. So I haven't done my actuals yet for 2021 because I'm still paying December bills, and then I'll go through and actualize it. And then for the monthly spread, which is really what started this whole project, was, and this is what I refer to every month when I'm setting up my budget, and I'll just kind of show you how I set this one up. Now, you don't need to use stickers. You can draw it all by hand. It doesn't have to be decorative. Remind myself that all the time, but I personally do like to have it look pretty, so that's why I do the stickers. In the budget kits, there's also these kind of lines that you can use. I did not print them out, so I'm not going to be using them. So for the first page, it's just this category, January through June. And the second page says category, July through December. And then I'm just going to make my lines. And I think what I'll do is set up the January through June on camera, and then this video won't be so long as me setting up the rest of the year. You'll understand what I do based on what I'm doing for the first 6 months. Okay. And then you kind of start, I'm actually gonna move this line over a little bit so I have more room. Love erasable pens. And I round my numbers, so, you know, if I have 130 on there, it just means I round it up or down based on if it's more than 50 cents or less than 50 cents. I just like to deal with whole numbers. So for this one, so the pages are going to go in the book like, well, this is, oh God, did I really do that wrong? Like this. I should have gone like that. Okay, I'm gonna have to redo that one. Yeah, because it should be like this. No, let's see if it's like this in the book. Yeah, so it should be like that. So they'll face each other, right? Okay, I'm gonna have to figure that out because that looks weird to me, but I want it to face it. Yeah. So this is gonna have to be like, supposed to be the front page, and really January through should have been on this side. redo this really quick. I knew it didn't look right, but that was the other part that was wrong. This is real world, guys. This is how my life goes sometimes. So there we go. Got that one down. I'll just go ahead and put a new one down. Oh, I put that too high. I don't know if you can hear my husband. He is on the other side. Well, he's in the middle of the house, so his wall kind of goes onto my wall of my office, but I can hear every word of his conversations for work. So hopefully you guys can hear them. Okay, there we go. Just review my lines really quick. That was the other thing, make sure that I was in the right direction. That would have been fun. Okay, so once you have your page set up and your lines in, then you're just gonna plot out the numbers so that you know per month what you paid from the prior year. Okay. So you can either just write it out, or you can be super anal retentive like I am and just put the stickers down. So mortgage, 3,100. And then let's go ahead and do, where is Southwest Gas? Bring that down here. Water. Electricity. Okay, just to kind of give you an idea, because these are the ones that are variable. All of the rest of my categories, I'll do HOA, so that's a little bit different. Pest control is quarterly, so let me figure out where that one is on here. Where's pest control? Cannot find it right now. Okay, so I'm gonna go on. So this video is not so long. So for an example, my electric bill is a variable. So for January, let's see if you can see that, my bill was 188. For February, it was 157. In March, it was 148. In April, it was 139. In May, it was 210. And then June, it was 290. And then for my water bill, it was 111 in January, 101 in February, 101 in March. We have a little pattern here, 101 in April. Then it went to 196 when we drained the pool, and then 140 in June. And then Southwest Gas was 51 in January, 51 in February, 52 in March, 40 in April, 38 in May, and 31 in June. My HOA will be 225 in January, 225 in April. And so again, I'll be putting $75 a month away just to kind of, so it's one standardized bill. but I know that it's actually due in January and actually due in April. And so I'll just finish all those out, and then I'll come back on camera when I'm putting it back in the binder, just so you can see the completed. I'll be back in a moment. Okay, that took a little bit longer than I thought. So I'm gonna take you back to those pages in just a moment, but I wanted to set up this front part. I didn't really use this last year, but I've been writing my financial goals on monthly, and I'd like more for them to be centralized here. So normally my financial goals consist of no spend days, tracking transactions, staying on budget, having rollover money. So there's different ones based on the month. So I'm going to put them here, and I'll probably also put them on the monthly page just so they're front and forward in my mind. But how I'm going to set up this, I'm just taking these monthly scripts from my shop, and I'm just putting them on top. And this is what I do in my memory planners when I list what kits I use each month. So I'm just going to label these because they're not currently labeled, so that you can kind of do whatever you want. But that's how I'm going to use this front part of my planner. And then I am currently running a sale in my shop, 25% off my entire shop. I'm going to close on Christmas Day, and I'm going to reopen on the 1st of January. And the reason why I'm doing that, I'm doing kind of a overhaul of my shop, a redo of my kits, all these kind of fun things that take time. And it's hard to do when you're still, you know, working on orders and also communicating and things like that. So I think it'd just be easier to do it that way. So if you need anything for January, or you need anything to set up your yearly, like envelopes or anything, now is a great time to do it. I don't think I've, maybe one other time done a discount is 25%. Normally it's 20. But you don't need a code or anything. It's already discounted. Let's see here. August, September. And these are the hand-drawn scripts, but you can get months in any of the fonts that we carry in our shop. I just like these. These are my daughter's handwriting. I love her handwriting. I wish I could write like her. Okay, why is this last one being difficult? Here we go. And last, but definitely not least, is December. Okay, so those are done. And then if we go back to the yearly part, this is kind of how I laid it out. So this is my yearly budget overview. So for an example, by month, which each category is. And then it goes into the spread of my fixed expenses. So January through June, July through December. And this is what I refer to every month when I'm looking to see when I'm setting up my budget. And then I did sinking funds. This is my Christmas one. I'm not really sure why I did it this way, but this is how I set it up. So Christmas needed like 12 weeks, 12 months, but it's really 10 months. But anyway, so that's Christmas. And then this is my cash envelope. So income at the top, my cash envelopes. They fluctuate based on how many weeks are in a month, based on the way I do my cash check-in. And so this is what I estimate. Now, there's always going to be a little bit of wiggle room here based on what's happening in my life, but this is pretty much what I try to plan for. So I'll set up July through December, and then sinking funds. These will be filled in at the end of December, so I know what I'm starting with fresh. So this page right here will be January, and then I've got pages back here for February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, and then I've got 2 extra pages. So that's how the yearly part is going to be set up. And I will tab it right now. I just have one of these coil clipped bookmarks, but I probably will tab this so it says yearly on it so I can just see it a little bit quicker. And that is my yearly budget. So I'm super excited to move into this in January. My planners get very chunky by the end of the year because of the stickers. So I'm excited to be able to move into a fresh, clean planner. So I hope you are doing well. If you have any questions at all, please let me know down below in the comment box. And if you have not done so already and you really want to follow along with this hot mess of a budget, well, it's really not a hot mess of a budget. I shouldn't say that. It is a very organized budget. It took me longer to lay this down than I thought it should. So I'll just say it that way. If you'd like to follow along, please consider subscribing. I hope you are doing well and having a great December. Take care. Bye.